the new thing. But let me look. We have amazing, great, good, average, below average, terrible. That's why I say like can't be bad is below, can't be like below average or terrible to preface. But so I don't actually know the Discover that well. I was watching a little bit of the Value Town. They were talking about some of the new cards, and they're saying how like Discover. Let me read this Discover thing. Discover Hearthstone. Discover is an ability that allows the player to choose from 3 randomly generated cards with the chosen option added to their hands. Some Discover effects offer random hero powers. Really? Okay, cool. Well, let's go. Let's do that. Ready? I'm gonna go. Alright. It's a 3-card choice, right? Alright. Jenny of Zephyrs. Well, it's a neutral and it's an epic, so not too relevant in Arena. Oh, to preface one more time, this is purely for Arena, right? I'm not concerning the card in anything except for within the Arena. So these ratings are for the Arena. Great. Alright, good talk. Jenny of Zephyrs. Whenever you cast a spell on another friendly minion, cast a copy of it on this one. It's going to be so good on Priest and Paladin. I mean, it's a 4/6 for 5. I don't know if these cards are going to be ridiculous stat-wise, but I imagine it's going to be fairly similar. So I think it's just a 4/6 with a tremendous upside for buff classes, right? So Priest and Paladin. I mean, Paladin doesn't really need this. It's going to be really insane on Paladin. I don't know how Paladins are going to be affected. This is my first look at all the cards. I took a look at, I think, 2 cards so far, like a 3/4 Taunt on Warrior, right? And then like a 3/2 that summons a 1 cost. So those are the only 2 cards I've seen. This is my first time seeing most of these cards. This looks amazing in Arena. It's going to be great for Priest and Paladin. I mean, it's just really strong. If you don't get the upside, oh no, it's still a 4/6, right? Like, so I would say good on good if you. I would say it's great if you're a Paladin or a Priest. And I would say it's average otherwise, because like what other classes have so many spells? I mean, maybe Druid, but like are you really taking Mark the Wild and Mark of Nature all the time, right? Like a lot of the Druid buffs aren't taken that often. So I would say like probably great on Paladin, Priest, maybe Druid if you like pick for it. Yeah, again, it's an epic, so it's not that relevant. Ancient Shade, Battle Cry, 4 mana 7/4 woe. Shuffle an Ancient Curse into your deck that deals 7 damage to you when drawn. Bad. I think this is not worth it because of the health. If it were a 7/5, I think that would be different. I'm assuming that the Ancient Curse is going to hit you, and you get the next card as well, so it's not just like your draw is dead completely. But I wouldn't take this in a lot of ways. It's kind of like Salty Dog, right? So you're paying 1 less for a Salty Dog, and I think like if it were a 4/7, I think I would take it more in Arena. So yeah, I would say probably below average. I don't think it's unplayable because it's still a minion with 4 health. Yeah. Anubisath Sentinel. Give a random friendly minion 3/3. That's a death rattle. Wow. That's a common card. I think that's really... Huh. 7/7 stats for 5. The problem with this is you don't control when it dies, usually, because you play this as a 4/4, and then you have to let it go, right? So it's kind of like that same... It's not exactly the same, but you know how like sometimes you just have to play the Raider, what is it called? The 5 mana 4/4 Raider. It starts as a 4/4. Every time you hero power, it grows by +2/+2. But you know, like that's a really strong turn 7 play. But sometimes you play it on turn 5. So I think it's... I want to say it's average. I feel like I'm going to be terribly wrong about this, but I think it's average because it can be amazing, but it can also just be like a 4/4. And you don't, like, I think not being able to control the death rattle is where it falls short. I would say 3.5. Is that fair? 3.5. Yes, Kvaldir Raider. Okay, 3.5 is my rating. Oh man, I was watching myself rate my TGT cards and I was really off, so pretty embarrassed. Arc Thief Ratham. It's a legendary. Discover a powerful artifact. I don't know what the artifacts are. I don't really care because it's Arena and you're not going to get this that often. So, seems good. It's a big ass creature with a draw. Right? Discover is kind of like a draw card. So, good. Great. Grats, you got a legendary. Oh, more legendaries. Bronzebeard. Here, battle cries trigger twice. That's really good. I think that's really good. In Arena, you take the battle cries, right? Like, even like stuff like Silverhand Knight would be pretty good with something like this. I mean, it is a like an effect, so it has to live, and then you play their stuff, right? Like, as long as this is in play, all your battle cries can be used, but it does cost 3 mana. You have to play their stuff. I would say good. I mean, the stats are good too, so I'd say probably good. 2.5, great. Like I said, it doesn't really matter because not too relevant in Arena. Huge Toad. Okay, here's a common 3/2. Death Rattle, deal 1 damage to a random enemy. It's good. This is a good card. It's kind of like, it's I would say a little bit like the Flame Juggler, but the difference is that like usually you play the Flame Juggler and then you can react to the rest of your turn, whereas yes, you can trade this and see what happens and then do the rest of your turn, but that's less proactive, you know? The good thing is that it is a beast, which gives you some synergy. I would say it's just good. Good is fine for me. Okay, Eerie Statue. 7/7, can't attack unless it's the only minion in the battlefield. I think this is great. I would take this in Arena because you can attack and then, like, yeah, I'm gonna say it's great because one, you can silence it, right? One, that effect can get silence off. Two, it often is the only, like, it's gonna be like a really powerful card from behind. I guess it's not as strong when you're ahead. I think it's great. I'd say 2.5. I keep doing these like half answers, but I think it's 2.5 because in Arena you just care about pure stats, and even having it on the board and it doing nothing, like it can attack at some point. It's a little bit different than the Ancient Watcher because that never attacks until you activate it, whereas this will activate at some point. I think the stats are really strong. I don't know. I think it's 2.5. Anyway, Elise Star Seeker. Shuffle the map to the golden monkey into your deck. Oh, I heard about this, right? Someone at BlizzCon was telling me that you can get like all legendaries. This is too troll, I think. I mean, this is fine. I don't know the whole sequence to it, but I heard like if you get like the golden monkey, you get all legendaries, which may or may not be good, because unless they're legendary spells, you're not gonna have removal. I don't know. Seems weird. I think it's good. Like, I don't know how relevant this is, right? It's 3/5 for 4, so the thing is good. I don't know. Probably average 3.5. It's not that good. Fossilized Devil Soar, 8 mana, 8/8. If you control a beast, gain taunt. Yeah, I mean, it's another giant. It's good. I think it's uncommon. I think there are a lot of beasts in the game. I think it's I haven't seen the rest of the cards. I'd say like it has to be good. You guys think it's average? Wow, I think it's good. Like, you kind of want these big creatures, right? Like, you don't always control the beast, but wouldn't you guys think Ironbark is really good? I would say good. Borderline great. It's a common! It's so good! I think it's good. Especially because, like, people kind of have picked up that you just pick value, right? Like, it kind of counters, like, Boulderfist Ogre now. I guess it's turn 8, though. I would still say good. Good to great. Anyway, Gorilla Bot A3. if you control another mech... Oh, I haven't seen the rest of the cards, but it looks more minion-centric, and I think as more and more cards get added, removal is less and less prevalent, right? So I think creatures are really important, and the stats on the creatures are really important, so I think in Arena it would be good, but that's, again, my opinion. Like, we kind of saw the shift from, like, all spells to, like, heavier and heavier with minions, and, like, stickier minions, and then bigger minions now. So, I don't know. Gorilla bought A3. If you control another mech, discover a mech. It's kind of too clunky in Arena, right? And it's a 4-mana 3/4, I would say average. Like, obviously this depends on the rest of your deck, but it's going to be kind of hard to get value for it in most decks, because even with, like, 3 or 4 mechs, it's hard to know when you're going to draw them, if you can play them and keep them alive, and seems kind of clunky. I would say average for Arena. Oh, it's not a legendary. This is a common. Hello, brain. Yeah, so it's like a 4-mana 3/4 draw card, right? So the stats aren't great, but it still draws you a card, and I like the stats of 3/4 more than like 2/4, let's say, which is a Gnomish Inventor, so we can kind of compare to that. So it really depends if you have mech synergy. Like, if you get that Discover, I think it's great, but if you don't, then it's, you know, so, okay, on average, I'd say, well, on average, it depends on your deck, because I can't tell you if you're going to have mechs or not. This is kind of a silly one to rate. I think, I think if you have, like, 3 or 4 mechs, it's good. Is that fair? I don't know. It's just like, it's a draw card with a, like, a prerequisite. Do you have that prerequisite in your Arena deck? I don't know. I can't tell you. So, it's kind of a weird one. Jeweled Scarab, Battle Cry, discover a 3-cost card. That is really good. I think this is very strong. I would play this. It's a Novice Engineer that gives you a 3-cost, which is important because you want something to play on turn 3, right? So this kind of gives you a turn 3. Granted, you're kind of having a weaker turn 2, but not only that, but it's like adding to your deck, and also like you get to pick one. You know, you get to pick one of two. Oh man, sorry. Thank you for the sub. I'm in the middle of recording this, but thank you, welcome. But yeah, I would say good. No, I really think it's great, actually. And it's a beast. Added bonus. I think it's like 2.5. I think a lot of people look at this stuff, and I think great. I can't say it's amazing. If it were like a 2/1, I think it would be amazing. But as a 1/1, I think it's 2.5. It's like between great and good. Because it's just like a Novice Engineer, like I said, but it gives you a little bit more flexibility. Naga Sea Witch. Your cards cost 5. Huh, well you can play this and then play a bigger dude after on turn 10, right? I think it's bad. Because I'm not sure how often you want to turn all your cards into 5, especially in Arena where you... Oh my gosh, I have to turn this thing off for now. I'm sorry, turning this off. Otherwise it's going to be too deceptive. Henri can edit this, right? Where is CLR? CLR. Sublet, boom. Turned it off for now. Sorry, thank you. Thank you for the 7 months crispy wonton. I appreciate it. But yeah, I would say it's bad. Because, like, yeah, you can think of, oh my god, I can play this with, like, an Iron Bark or, like, a Deathwing. You wouldn't want to do that. But, yeah. Actually, you could play it with the Deathwing, right? Because it's going to discard it anyways. It's pretty troll. But I'd say it's average, or probably below average in Arena, because, once again, you don't really want to clunk up your cards. Okay. Murloc Tiny Fin. Aww. Aw, you're so bad, but you're so cute. You're so bad. It's a 0-mana wisp. I mean, it's a wisp with a Murloc, but... Oh, it's so cute! Oh, I want it! Oh my god. Oh, okay, we need to be the first to get an emote for this. It's... Aw. I can't look at it any longer. Oh my god. Ah, I can't! Okay, next one. I'm sorry, you're so cute, but so terrible. Terrible, unplayable. Alright, Reno Jackson. Battlecry. If your deck contains no more than one of any card, Fully hear your feel your hero. If your deck, like the remaining deck, I mean, regardless, it's bad. So, I mean, maybe I would take this on a warlock, but I probably have doubles of some card. Yeah, so below average, probably terrible. Tomb Spider, 4 mana, 3/3, discover a beast. I like it because you can choose a beast, and it doesn't say specified mana cost. I would say this is great. I think this is. I don't know how slow it's gonna be in Arena, but it feels like it's gonna be good because you can kind of look for following turns, right? Like people look at stats and I think they get really sad about it, but at the same time you're drawing a card, and it's not even a card from your deck. It's any beast, which is totally different. I like it. I would say it's great. I'd say 2.5. No, I'd say just 2. I think it's great. I don't know, I haven't seen any cards I'm just like, oh, I would always take this in every situation. Sir Finley Murgleton. 1 mana, discover a new basic hero power. Any basic hero power? That's fun. It'd be really good if you play warrior. It's probably like a 1 for a warrior. Probably like unplayable for a mage. So, or paladin. So yeah, depends. If you're a warrior, take this every time. Every time. I mean, the cost is fine, right? So, but honestly, if you're a good class, you don't really want to change your hero power. It's just basic hero power. So, I don't know. Pick this if you're a warrior or like a priest or something. I guess on priest you probably have priest energizing cards. But yeah, still. Summoning Stone. Whenever you cast a spell, summon a random minion of the same cost. What? That's so cool! That is so cool. Oh man, that's gonna be so fun on Rogue. Holy shit, I wanna do so many fun things with that card. Holy crap. You play this, then you conceal, then you prep sprint, and all this other crap. Oh god, the dream. That's so fun. I would say probably still bad, but because like if you play this, you don't control, like you can only play one. Oh, yeah. I'd probably say it's a really fun card that I'm excited about. It's a 5 and a 0/6 though, right? Like, I mean, can you imagine this on like Priest or Paladin where you're buffing this thing? You like Valence it, and then there's a 3 mana cost where like you seal a champion's thing, and it's a 3/6 Divine Shield, and there's a 3-drop. Oh, the value! I think on most classes it's bad though. I think on Rogue and Paladin and Priest, maybe Mage. So the spell heavier classes, it's going to be a bit better. Maybe Druid if you can buff it. But once again, it's one of those gimmicky like this could be really fun kind of things, but I don't think it works out that well because it's like a super snowbally card, but kind of RNG. I would say probably below average. I'd say 5. Okay. Wobbling Rents. 6 mana 2/6, summon 3/2/2 Rents. I like it. I like it a lot. And I like the name of it. And I like the picture. I think it's good. I don't think it's great because 2 attack just feels too weak. I mean, we've already kind of seen that happen already, right? Like, the Maiden of the Lake is a 2/6. The Kobold, not Geomancer, the Kobold thingy, the Frigid Kobold, Snowbold, Frigid Snowbold is a 2/6. These minions just feel too weak because their power. And I think on turn 6 you're looking for something more substantial because you can't kill it right away. So I would say probably. I mean, honestly, I think it's bad. Because it's just too slow. I think Arena isn't that slow. I think if it were a 3/6 it would be really good, but at 2 it just feels too bad, right? So probably like actually 4.5, like average to below average, because what's an average 6 drop? Like a 6/6, right? Would you rather have a 6/6 or this? I think I would rather have a 6/6. Anyway, that's my take on it. Jungle Moonkin. It's a druid card. Both players have +2 spell damage. Well, it's an Ogre Magi on steroids. The difference is you get to play it. You get to use the spell power first, so it's really strong with swipe, right? Like you play this, you swipe for 6, and the AoE is 3, and that's insane. It is a little scary, but I think it's on druid. Let's think, like, what is Wrath? Wrath becomes 5 removal, drawing a card makes it 3 damage, that's really good. Living Roots will be 4, yeah? I think it's scariest with swipe, so I think paired with the right spells could be really powerful, and it's a beast, there's a lot of synergy with that. I would say it's like average, but if you have a lot of spells that you can combo, these are all like so situational. Because it's hard to say for an arena deck. For the average arena deck, let's say it has like 1 swipe and 1 wrath, I would say it's like 3.5. Because you have to like have both of these pieces at the same time for it to have really good value. Otherwise it's just a 4/4, which is not bad. That's why it can't be like terrible. Like, yes, you're kind of buffing your opponent as well. I would just say 3.5. Seems not that great, right? Mounted Raptor, it's a druid card. 3/2, I saw this card actually. Summon a random 1-cost minion. I think it's quite good because, actually I'm cheating because I heard them talk about it, but it's kind of like a Harvest Golem. I mean, I think this is a fair thing to say, right? Harvest Golem's a 2/3 that becomes a 2/1, which is pretty much like 2-drop into a 1-drop. So this is exactly that, and I think the stickiness is really nice for Arena, and it's also a beast, also 3/2, which makes it a bit better than Harvest Golem, in my opinion, because the 3 challenges other 3 drops a little bit better. But yeah, I mean, the meta has kind of made Harvest Golem stronger because there were a lot of like 2/2s and 2/3s and 2/1s even. I don't know. I would say it's. I would take this, and like I would rather have this than like a 3/3 or a 3/4 even. I would say it's great. I'm gonna put great in there. I think the best thing to do is to compare it to another equal value mana card, right? Like, would you rather have this or a Spider Tank? I think I would rather have the Mounted Raptor. I think it's great. I think it might be amazing even. Raven Idol. Is that a druid card? Looks like a druid card, right? Choose one. Discover a minion or discover a spell. Oh, I like this a lot. It's a 1-mana draw. That's insane. That's really good. This is amazing. Can I say amazing? It's amazing. That has to be amazing. It's like a tracking. Yeah, this is amazing. Because it can be any. It doesn't have to be 1 cost, right? This is 1. Amazing. S tier. Explorer's Hat. Give a minion +1/+1 in Death Rattle. Add an Explorer's Hat to your hand. I don't know what the fuck it is. Oh! This is an Explorer's Hat. I was like, what is an Explorer's Hat? This is an Explorer's Hat! Oh. Hey, that'd be cool with a Summoning Stone. But not that cool. I mean, one thing I'll note is I haven't seen any other silences yet, right? So are Death Rattle stronger? Because silences are getting diluted, right? I don't know if you want this on Hunter. I feel like it's bad. Like, the more I look at it, the worse it gets. I don't know, but those +1/+1s are often like kind of tricky for hunters to deal with, so maybe. I mean, imagine this on like with Unleash the Hounds, something you can use right away, right? And you can get it back. I don't know. I think it's playable. I think it's playable, especially because it's pretty much 2 mana. You pay for the +1/+1 buff, and then you can trade it, and then you get it back. So I take this back. I think it's good. I think it's good. How can do you guys really think it's bad? Right? Like, I think when you look at it as just a buff, right? Like, we're thinking like Mark of the Wild, this kind of thing, sure. But for Hunter, you have a lot of chargers, and you have a lot of time where you're controlling the board, and you're the one initiating. So I think if you can use this to kind of help you with like trading up and with like Unleash, like comboing kind of stuff like that, it gets a bit better. I think it's actually good, but that's just me.